Welcome to Growth Minded Contractor. In this episode, I have an amazing guest where Heath Hicks is going to share his secret sauce, his secret golden nuggets to how he went from 0 to 30 million in just 5 years while launching new companies and crushing it in the roofing game across the industry. Stay tuned, strap in, you're going to love it. All right, so now we're going to get right into our discussion today. I got Heath Hicks on board with me. What's up, Heath? Good to see you, man. Good to be here. Thanks for hanging out with me. So, look, we know each other for a while now. You and I met at the Best of Success conference. You were speaking up there. Honestly, I'm like, who's this guy, dude? Like, he's got doesn't dress professional, you got, and then he's got doing beer pong shit, like at his office. So like just this culture of fun. And then I actually get to know you and you're like a legit operator and you have grown super fast. You've gone from, being in the industry, maybe it was potentially looking at a commercial sales job, doing really high volume, making great money, or you basically took over this brand called Avco, which was like a teeny little shop. And you took it from a teeny little shop that barely nobody even knew about to over 30 million in 5 years. And you're the first guy to try anything. It's just amazing to watch. In fact, I love partnering with you and now we're doing cool stuff together. And you, in addition to that, you've tried other companies, other products, and launched a product called the Catch-All, all while traveling the circuit and being, a well-known name in the roofing industry. So my question for you is, how the heck did you do that?
Well, in the beginning, I was just driven to help people succeed. The people that I knew and loved at the time in my area, in my town, the friends that I'd had for a decade or two, I really just wanted to provide opportunities for people. And I knew how to do it through roofing. And there wasn't a ton of opportunities in our area. We live in a kind of a small market. We're only 100,000 people here. And I was just passionate to see my friends succeed. So that was step one, was have a cause. I had a cause and it was certainly bigger than myself. And by the end of the first year, there was 11 or 12 families that were here mixed into the company in one way or another doing something. And I just loved seeing their success. I loved seeing them thrive. I loved seeing them move into their first house or a better house or, whatever it might be. And so that was a really exciting journey for me. So it was very easy for me to have a lot of energy and passion and vision, which ended up recruiting a ton more people, because we were just doing something exciting that everyone liked being a part of. And then strategically, I guess, inside the roofing space, I really focused on the customer experience completely. I wasn't worried about the manufacturers and what they thought, or the suppliers and what they thought, or I wasn't worried at every turn about what was going to make the most money or the margin on every job, even though I, had that in mind. It wasn't my focus. My focus was the customer experience. How can I deliver the best possible experience? And so then we had no problem getting customers. So we grew from 0 to 5 million in our first year, and then 5 to 10 million, and then 10 to 20, and then 20 to 25. And at that point we were like, whoa, we got to really dial it back because we're just growing so fast. It was very difficult internally to grow that fast. And we had we had offices kind of all over the place. We'd spread out a lot. With COVID and some other hardships, we just decided to kind of dial it back in. And so this year we're trying to stay on track to do less than 25 million. But do it more profitably than we did before and less stressfully than what we did it before. But I think the heart and the vision and the culture that came out of, the heart and vision was probably what really helped us grow, because it was pretty infectious. People really wanted to work here. And then when we come across customers, wherever we came across them at, whether it was at their door or at a community event or in the grocery store, that same excitement kind of spread to them too. So we didn't have any problem acquiring customers because we stood out. We were so different than the competition. And I would say that really made a big difference as to what, had a big impact on why we were able to grow so fast.
You said some things there that was interesting. So all that's amazing. And do you think that any contractor, any owner, it sounds like you grew fast because you had a cause and then you focused on the customer experience. So
Yeah.
the cause started to get people to work for
Mhm.
Avco and use, Avco's opportunity to fulfill a cause that they've connected with.
Yeah.
And then that in turn, and coupling with the customer experience focus, made it, that infectious cause like went into the focus into the customer. And
Yeah.
you have, yeah, go ahead.
It just created a cultural experience inside the office and outside the office that people wanted to be a part of. Whether it was vendors or suppliers, they would come hang out in our office. We had people just hanging out here, not because they had any work to do, but because this is where they wanted to be. Because it was the cool place in roofing to be, in our town. And so we'd have other roofing companies come from out of town. I would let them come and hang out. And basically, it was just a place where everybody felt there was a lot of life and growth. And, they just wanted to be a part of it. And there was a transition in the journey for me because initially it was serving customers really well. That's what I developed when I was a salesperson before I got Avco going. I was focused on the customer, myself directly focused on the customer. And then after I recruited a number of salespeople and we were doing good and we were growing really fast, I realized that my customers now were actually the people that worked for me.
Totally.
My salespeople and the people in the office. That's who I was actually worried about now. And instead of worrying as much about the customer experience at the front door and in the yard, I needed to worry about the experience of my people that worked here. And that was a very different set of challenges for me. That's something I'd never done anything like that before on any large scale. I'd led teams of different sizes, that really actually, I'm glad I had all that experience, but it was very different when you were, the CEO, I guess, setting the tone of the culture inside the office and figuring out how to serve the people that worked here and inspire the people that worked here instead of serving and inspiring customers. It's a very different strategy, but I realized that where I was at that point in the company, that's what I had to do because I couldn't actually impact customers directly anymore. There was too many people between me and them. And if I stepped out of my role and went into people's front yards and started knocking on doors, I wasn't helping the company move forward. So my heart just had to find a new way to, live itself out in serving the people that were here. And then I realized in turn what happened was I was serving and loving these people. And that's the experience they were carrying outside the company to vendors and other contractors and subs and all the way into the customers. And so it was a different transition, but I'm glad that I realized that otherwise we probably would have tripped over our own feet and like sacrificially serving the customers to the point where we're walking on top of the people that work here. And I see that a lot, in different business and even in nonprofits and in the church world, even, they're so focused on the people outside the organization that they're willing to run through or run over all the people that are inside the organization. And, that's very counterintuitive to why you started probably,
Yeah.
And so luckily I avoided that mistake. Thankful, that, I became aware of that process as it was happening. We didn't make that mistake. We made plenty of others, but that was the thing that we kept growing. There was initial growth spurt that happened because we were really good at taking care of
Yep.
customers. And then the next growth after that was because we're really good at taking care of our own people and they were finding more customers than we could find. My project managers and salespeople as a group were finding more customers that I could have paid to market to, because they were so excited about their job and they had so much good energy going and lots of love and care and excitement and drive and passion and all that. They were just out finding people that, I couldn't have replicated that kind of growth with a marketing campaign. Wouldn't have really been possible.
Something I'm noticing is a common theme with really high performing entrepreneurial on contractors is much of their employees that come from the employees. And I know that sounds so simple, but like the best company, like what I'm seeing is, I mean, tell me, what is the benefit? Like how impactful really is it on the business if your employees are recruiting other employees? Like what actually is the underlying impact of that?
Well, for us, I guess I'll just back up and say it's really our only effective recruiting method that we've found. We've paid recruiting services and headhunters, and we've spent literally hundreds of thousands of dollars on ad campaigns and Indeed, and ZipRecruiter, and Facebook, and all that stuff to try to recruit talented people. And those, by and large, have produced just a little fruit. But the vast majority of the people that we've hired have all been through people that were already working here. Some of them have been through customers. I would say I probably hired more people through customers than I have through Indeed or any of those sources. We do a really good job on somebody's roof, and then they kind of just stay in contact with us, and they see our Facebook post that we're hiring, and they send their son or their grandson or their niece is in college for accounting work, and now she works in our accounting department or whatever it is. That's been our network. Has been our number one recruiting source by far. And I think if you don't have a company that is life giving, maybe your employees won't do that. But if you can create that environment that everyone really enjoys being there and is getting more done than just paying the bills or making money, here it's more like an adventure of life. Like, where are we all going to end up? Who are we going to be in 5 years after working here? Because it's such a transformative environment. At least we try to make it that, and a lot of times it is that. And so people, they're like, well, I could make this money here and I can make a couple dollars more over there, but I'd really rather just work here because it's just a really enjoyable place to be, and I can have great friendships and great connections, and I can grow personally as well. And so when your employees are experiencing that kind of thing, then they're going to tell everybody they know about it.
Yeah. And you just think also, like, when someone recruits somebody on, there's an underlying, like, there's an implication from them that they're accountable to this working out real well. So there's like a standard in which they want to come in and make an impact. They want to be the guy who brings in the most impactful people, or if they come on, it's their reputation on it. And there's, but I love what you're saying about creating a transformational atmosphere in your company, because there's an adventure of, who knows, if I grow this fast in 6 months as a person, professionally, who knows what's going to happen. So I'd rather stay here trusting that my well-being as an employee or a team member is very high on the priority list, rather than, I've seen it in the church world too. I've seen it in business where there's casualties along the way for the sake of the end user or the founder's focus. And so I think what's really cool is, your cause had to kind of go from customer to team. How long would you say ago did your shift come from? We could go into
I would say it was about 18 months in when I started seeing the people inside the office feeling a little bit of burnout, feeling not valued by the sales force outside. The people inside the office felt like they were order takers for everybody else in the company. And I realized that's not how we needed to be. And because of my experience in nonprofit, I'd seen some of that before. And I realized that, like, the salespeople were kind of being harsh with the people inside the office because, well, this is what I got to do to sell all these numbers. This is what I got to do to take care of these people, and that kind of attitude obviously is not acceptable. I don't appreciate that. Don't want that. I don't want to see it. Don't want anybody to feel it. And so we had to I had to steer everyone in a different way, because I had to keep salespeople motivated. You don't want to take away their mojo, but I had to be like, listen, these people are helping you. They are force multipliers for you. You are getting more done. You're getting more deals done. You're getting higher profit margins because these people are working on your team, and you got to treat them different. And I realized it was just a gap in my own perspective, because I'd always only ever been sales and roofing. And so, and the companies I'd have been at didn't really have an office team. They had one girl in the office that filed paperwork or something, but not really a whole team. And so I realized I had to turn my attention towards them, make their jobs good, understand their issues, work processes and systems that would support them. And in turn, putting time and effort and focus into that, the sales force started to do the same thing and realized, oh yeah, if I don't treat this person right, like, I don't get as much money in my supplements, because they don't care about my file. They don't pay attention to me. Or if I need to make sure a check gets cut on time, and the finance people, if I've been, rude to them for the last 3 weeks, they're not going to prioritize what I'm doing. So it was about 18 months in when I saw the inside staff started to suffer some, and just realized that's not the heart, like there was a gap. Like, there was me, and there was what I wanted customers to experience with this love and care and service. And there was a gap here where those people there weren't feeling loved or cared for, and then I was like, oh yeah, we gotta focus in here. And I just realized that my arm wasn't long enough anymore to, like, reach out and take care of the customers. I had to train people and inspire other people and set the example in doing that with the people that were close to me, so that it would trickle down, or ripple out from, the center or whatever. So I would say it was about 18 months in.
I think that, your experience in other sectors was really probably refreshing for people in the roofing industry, because I think what you are doing or have done and are doing is refreshing. And like, that's a big part of like when I connected with you, I was like, he's doing like if I was running a roofing business, I'd be doing the similar type of thing, right? Like caring about people. And I just felt like that connection. I remember when we met, you're commercial president, and you and I got on a call, and you were my first online, commercial sales client, and then we had some mastermind events, and you came out to Breckenridge, and there was like only 4 companies there, and we were just hanging out in the house, and I just loved that time. That was a precious time because we got just a lot of exchange, and then came out to your office and got to train the team, and I remember. I remember being in Florida before we moved, and I remember working out in the morning, and I don't know why, but I would just think of you guys. I was just like, these guys, they're not leaving my brain, and it's because of I believe that the deep down desire of a person wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves. They want to know that they can make an impact outside of work. So I feel like you've purposely checked some boxes, but you've erred to the side of altruism, but that's actually benefited the business. So I feel like there's just been some secret sauce to the culture that you guys really nailed in a short time. And I don't think it's an accident, right? I don't think you just fell right place, right time. And then as I got in there, I also noticed you guys were really early adopters with everything. Like you're one of the first technology companies, and so you're never ever afraid to try something. And I just love that. And then you guys are just you guys continue to grow and evolve, and you've been able to spin off and do catch all. And for those of you listening, Heath being our first guest in this episode, we partnered up on a program called Roof Warrior, and it's amazing, actually, really good, where we help build sales organizations, sales processes, and help contractors who are door-to-door roofing grow. And so I just want to just compliment all you built in such a short time. But let's just a couple questions here. Unless you have something you want to say real quick.
Oh, I was just going to talk about Roof Warrior for a second. It's been really fun to build that with you, and it's the product that I wanted when I was looking for help in my first few months or my first year or two or whatever, because I really wanted to find somebody that had already done what I was trying to do and would show me the path to get it done. And there's a lot of really good like coaches and consultants and stuff out there, but they don't actually give you the playbook. This is exactly how you do this, exactly how you do that. They kind of consult with you. What is it you want to do? And they kind of give you a few ways that you could get it done. And there is value in that in certain situations. But what I wanted to offer, when you first approached me about this, I was like, I'm only going to do it if I can make it to where I'm teaching people what we actually do, not what I think is best or what I think is ideal. What do we actually do right now, every day in Avco Roofing? I want to teach people that because that's something you can implement immediately. When you walk away from a consultant, sometimes you're wrestling for a month or two to even figure out exactly how to implement that and when to do it and who's going to do it and all that. But this is like what we're sharing in Roof Warrior is our exact sales process step by step. And you can just look at the paper and take the training and go, we can do that right now because it definitely works. There's somebody who's operating on it right now today, and we're a similar enough business to them that we can operate in it right now. And, it seems counterintuitive, I guess, for a roofer to be selling their internal processes like that. But I just really enjoy seeing people succeed. And I know that most people in the market, even if I gave it to them, wouldn't do anything with it. And so, offering it in the setting where people who are highly interested in it and really want to use it will pay for it. To me, that's still really fulfilling, adding to what they're doing. They have their own ideas, they have their own spins on it or whatever, but they at least get a baseline of how to operate X, Y, and Z that is already proven to work, $130 million or something like that, and deep into it now. So it's just really fun and exciting to be able to share that with people and watch them implement it. I just had my coaching call with him today, and it was just really cool to hear their questions, knowing that their questions are stemming from trying to execute the plan. They're trying to implement that plan step by step. And so now I've got questions to clarify that. It's just really cool to see that they're doing it and learning from it and growing. It's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. And I'm loving the way it's gone, and it's going to be incredible. So definitely seeing guys already making huge results. Last quick point. I think a big takeaway here for the listener is founders, leaders have to have an infectious cause. I think that's huge, man. Like I see without that infectious cause, I want to help people and see an opportunity to change,
Yeah.
your neighborhood, your town, and create something just through roofing. I think that was big. Give our listeners one more nugget that would really help them take away from kind of recapping what you said to help them walk away saying, man, I'm going to grow or have grown from this.
Yeah, I would say somebody listening to you kind of recap that going, well, how do I have an infectious cause or how do I have that? I would say, if you started your business for personal financial freedom, you got to realize that nobody else really wants to work for that. Nobody wants to make you rich, So you got to figure out how to give people what you want. If you want to be infectious, if you want to be inspiring, help them get financial freedom. That's something they can work for. They don't care about your cause being you, so it can't be you. It can't be your family. It can't be your future. It's got to be bigger than that. And it really needs to be even a little bit bigger than just their individual success. Mix in some charity stuff, mix in some community stuff, mix in some stuff that's going to make the industry better and give people something to be proud of. But working to make your dream of personal financial freedom a reality is not something people want to work for. And it's not like you don't have friends that won't sit alongside you and help. But, if you want 20, 30, 40, or 100 people willing to die on the battlefield for you, it can't be for you. It's got to be with you on a cause that they're working towards that they believe in, So I get that a lot of people get into business and take the route of entrepreneurship because they want personal financial freedom. That's not something bad to want, but it is not the cause that your business needs to chase, And so in that, you will find opportunity to sacrifice your personal financial freedom to risk things that will benefit other people and not you right away. And I think that's the route you need to take, It needs to be service and sacrificial. And if it is, if you're willing to sacrifice your own personal gain and your benefit to serve a bunch of other people, they'll stick around for a long time.
Love it. Beautiful. Thanks, Heath. Love having you on, my brother. All right. I hope you loved this episode. So here's what you're going to do. Like, share, subscribe if you like the Growth Minded Contractor, and go to salestransformationgroup.com. Check out the Roof Warrior product. It is the roofing sales and growth accelerator in the industry. I tell you, the number one platform for you as a roofing contractor to grow your business in sales and beyond. Check it out now. Go to salestransformationgroup.com. Check out the Roof Warrior program, book a call, and take a look and see what it's all about. Hope you love the Growth Minded Contractor. Like, share, comment. We'll see you on the next episode.